Game 1 going to be Fringe hardpoint between DT and H2K. We saw H2K take some respawns this last weekend, but DT and hardpoint, they're just animals for me right now.
Yeah, DT, the question about them is how do they find a way to close out games?
Yep.
I think if they realistically want to win this series, they need to win the 3 respawns.
There's the Afterburner ban, followed by the Shiva. We saw Optic Gaming turn that series around when they banned that weapon from the boys of CLG. As we head on through, rapid fire off the table from Chino. No real surprises there. Possibly in high caliber ban to follow this one up as well.
Yeah, H2K, they always start off any ban and protect phase by taking out Afterburner.
Definitely.
And then after the damage they did, this past weekend with the Shiva, I expect to see every team ban it against them now.
Well, there goes the concussion grenade from Lacefield. Will they follow it up with a flashbang ban from Fizzerp? Not entirely sure. This H2K squad, what is one of my favorite parts about watching them is I feel like they have a few different play styles that they're comfortable in playing. They can be the team that some days they will ban out the tacticals like this and play more of a gun versus gun setup. Then the next day they go into it and, they protect the tactical because they want to get a little bit more dicey against a certain type of team. You could tell they have certain play styles against certain teams that they love to exploit in the ban and protect phase.
Yeah, it's kind of like who they're going up against in that night.
Exactly.
A team like DT, they're going to take out Afterburner. They're going to take out the tacticals. Kinetic Armor will be the final ban. Now it's going to be Ascender. He goes ahead and takes out High Caliber. Yeah, no surprise there. Pretty standard stuff so far here in the second matchup of the night. As now we're moving into the specialist draft. Heatwave gets picked up by Diabolic. It's going to be legal, though, going for that active camo. And I think both of us, for the side of H2K, sure, we're going to be looking out for Fizzerp to step up in the search and destroy, but this guy, Lacefield, he's been so explosive for this team in hardpoint.
The breakout player, very highly nominated. He was a runner-up in regards to the Midway Awards that we just did earlier today. If you missed those, be sure to check out the VOD. YouTube.com/Call of Duty will have it all for you. Through the rest of it, though, the biggest surprise would be Fizzerp with Overdrive. We'll see how that comes into play for this H2K squad. I'm hyped right now, Revin. We had a fantastic first match. Expect the rest to follow through and do the same.
I mean, H2K, they're really trying to turn things around, and so is DT. Both these teams needing some wins desperately. And this is a H2K team. They start out 3-0 in the league, then they lose 7 straight.
Woo!
Yeah, it's rough.
That's definitely a little rough, but we had our question for you last series. Let's bring it back out again. Tweet us your thoughts at RevinJB, at CourageJD on Twitter. Use the hashtag CWLPS4. Which of these two teams do you think is better at respawn game modes? I mean, I'm going to ask you
Dream Team?
Dream Team, really?
Yeah.
You're going right with it. What is it that makes them so much better than H2K right now?
I mean, H2K, they just put all their focus on search and destroy. They really haven't been able to focus as much on respawn as DT have. So H2K, I was talking to them a little bit. They're like, you know what? Our search and destroy gameplay is the best. We're the best team. We just need to focus a bit more on respawn. So I think that's kind of what they'll be improving on for these future weeks.
What I really do like about this H2K squad as well is I feel like they're all good friends out of the game. Yeah. I saw them hanging out so much at UMG South Carolina, always having good laughs together. We were delayed on our flight. We saw 3 of them. I think it was Lacefield, Fears, and Legal all just hanging out. We were on the same floor as them, went up to them, talked to them about what they thought of the event, how they were doing, what they're looking to improve upon as a team. These are great, friendly guys, and this is a team that they're always in constant communication with each other. Now going up against DT, you mentioned communication. I've said this multiple times. Chino was hard on himself after the performance at UMG South Carolina, mainly due to the fact that he kind of lost composure in the booth. He said he let his anger get the most of him. We'll see if that comes into play in this matchup. It's match 2 of the night. DT versus H2K for 2 squads that are desperate for wins here in the COD World League.
Yeah, I really want to see how this overdrive from Fizzerp, how's he going to use it? Is it going to be used maybe later on the rotation, maybe to kind of speed up into the hard point? Lots of different ways overdrive could get used, but we really don't see it too often here on the respawn game modes. But Fizzerp, one of the more creative players out there. Can't wait to see what he has in store for us.
Here we go, boys and girls. Match 2 of the night. Fringe hardpoint. I'm excited to see how Legal performs too. Going up against the likes of Chino in that AR role. Fears backing up as well. Legal running that submachine gun off the start. He's got his trophy systems and his Semtex. See if he can break in that hardpoint right off the bat.
Yeah, also choosing to use perk 2 greed here, so doesn't want to get affected by those EMPs as he's going to strap on hardwired. Let's start off with him, as he's going to be the SMG guy leading the way into the hard point for his team.
Right off the bat, he pushes on up, getting shots in from around that small fence was Diabolic, but Lacefield with a beautiful two-piece flank. You can see that completely stops Sender from having the ability to watch over from that top barn area. The flank coming in from Happy, that's not going to work out, and it's H2K with a solid start as they pick up 3 more kills.
Yeah, Legal through the window. He's going to lock down bricks. You see the DT guys, they're going to be splitting up over near front bar, moving back over to Happy. He gets cut down. Chino trying to look over him, yet to find a kill in this game, but still so early on, laying down some covering fire. There we go. Finds Fizzer, picks up the kill. Knows Legal's watching the window over near bricks. That's DT, they're going to break it to the hard point, but good start so far from the H2K guys.
Chino gets a 3rd kill as well with that MR6. Fizzer just trying to watch his back. Sees the pressure come in from Elwall, but he's out of ammo. He's got to go for the quick reload. And through the first hill, it's pretty even. I mean, yeah, DT will get the scrap time in the slaying department. No one really struggling too much outside of Diabolic, as H2K will lead by about 10 seconds.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the first hard point for every map. It's all about who's going to win the rotation for the future ones. Right now, it's H2K. They have initial positioning, trying to lock down the door, and it's going to be DT sending 3 players through the same doorway. Well, that's going to be easy work for H2K. A weird break from DT. Definitely don't want to funnel players through a small doorway like that. H2K pick up the kills.
Now, will they read that a flank is coming in? It doesn't appear so as of yet. They have no one adjusting. Fizzer is now 1 kill away from earning himself the Cerberus. He gets it. Fully streaked out is H2K's Fizzer. And look at Lacefield just following it up. Gets 2. There's the 3rd. They're lining up for him now. This is an awkward hill right now for DT as they look kind of lost on how to break this one.
You know, you talk about setting up to break a hard point. DT kind of did the opposite. They funneled all 3 of their players through that side bricks doorway. They lined up, they all died. Then they tried to come around the flank. They feed Fizz all his score streaks. H2K off to an explosive start. Already choosing to use the lightning strike, so his teammates have the information on where the remaining DT players are located. One inside the hard point, the other is just kind of around him. Fears is going to get shot in the back as Sender. He's starting to heat up in this game. 7 and 6 for his team. Picks up a clutch 3-piece as it's going to be DT trying to hold on to the hard point. Happy deploys his HCXD.
We've seen this so many times where you take the HC, you move it on out as your first line of defense. Trying to chase down this player in the back of the map. Lacefield has the lightning strike. That's going to get dropped down.
That's all he has.
And now H2K begin their push for the break. Lacefield now 11 and 5 on another 2 streak. He's got another player to his right. Not going to get the challenge. He's going to kill the player on the stairs. Goes flooding on in. He's only got 9 bullets to work with. Will it be enough? It almost is, as he has an opportunity to potentially drop Happy there.
Happy's starting to get some streaks,
but stuck.
He forgot to change up his streaks. He has a dart on.
Oh, God, that's something that's definitely going to be frustrating for him as the game goes on. H2K get the break. They'll get the final 13 seconds of scrap time as DT are struggling to get things going here in game number 1.
Yeah, Fizz having a big impact for his team. He still has this Cerberus left to play. I think he's going to save it for the hard point after the next one when we come back to middle as Fizz connects with the headshot on Descender, looking for the second. It's going to be Lacefield inside the hard point. He gets killed. Legal just used his camo as it's going to be DT finding their way back into the game. I think Happy, he deploys his H6D. I'm not sure if he has the Hellstorm missile to use as well as the dart, but as this H6D comes close to losing its life, we'll find out. Yes, he does have a Hellstorm.
Still a 30-plus second lead for H2K as the break now begins to come on in. Sender's last alive for DT. He picks up a 2-piece, but as he continues to charge forward, the heat wave is just perfectly placed by Lacefield. 3 inside the hard point for H2K as they continue to build on their lead. Lacefield is 17 and 7 on a 4 streak.
Yeah, this guy's going off. I mean, Fizzer still has that Cerberus, but Lacefield, he's doing the dirty work. He's got 42 seconds inside the hard point. Must have a lot of defense to his name as now Fears starting to heat up, contribute to his team with the kills. H6D comes in, should be an easy cleanup after he's get some help from his teammate Legal. They're going to get the remaining time on that hard point. Actually, Happy will get like the last 3 seconds, but H2K coming back to the middle hard point. They're up by 60 points.
They're looking real confident right now in their gameplay. Lacefield is just running all across the map. Happy going to use that Hellstorm he had from earlier on.
Here comes the Cerberus.
And now it's Cerberus time, boys and girls. He's going to drop it right in middle map. Do DT have the EMPs ready to go? That's the big question for me.
Well, they do have one here. The Cerberus already have an infect that takes down Chino, but Happy's going to be looking to maybe take it out here. Maybe you call him the dart and suicide it into the Cerberus. Diabolic could use Heat Wave to take it out, but I mean, using your specialist ability to take out something like a Cerberus is not something you want to do.
Especially when you've already gotten 1 EMP into it. Earns himself an HC, can't get the kill down on range. And just like that, it's 3 dead again.
I need to watch some more Lacefield.
Yes,
19 and 9. Stick on with him for a little bit.
He's got 2 weapons to work with. He's got the Cerberus still roaming across the map from Fizzer. I mean, you could just see how well he's positioning himself. Even when he's about to get pushed from bricks, he's down by L-wall, now peeks into L-wall, knows he's getting flanked. Like, this is such great communication from H2K, and Lacefield showing it right now as he's 20 and 10.
So last time we were at the Junkyard hardpoint, it was Fizzip going big as Fears puts himself in a position to find some success, takes out the Scythe, and already laying down fire, finds one, make it two, does get cleaned up in the end. It's going to be Lacefield inside the hardpoint for his team. Cleans up the kill on the Diabolic, so H2K, they are really impressing me right now in this hardpoint, especially because you got Legal. He's not really contributing much right now, but Lacefield, Fears, and Fizzip really stepping up for his squad.
Legal gets destroyed there, but Fizzip is still alive with that MR6. It's still got 4 bullets in the clip. He'll reload it. Lacefield, though, hops inside the hardpoint. Fears is there, and how many times now have we seen this, Rebin, where they just get the more efficient trade?
I mean, so many times already. Fears will clean up the call into Happy, and DT, they're pushing in one by one by one. The heat wave for Diabolic will be the key to breaking it. But look at H2K, they're like, okay, you can have those 15 seconds. We're going to set up in grandmas. We're going to get early position. We're going to control the spawns. And now you're going to be forced to, flood through 10, flood through middle map. Good luck getting close to us.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. Even though there's a team kill in, they've got that back tin area watched. An 80-second lead. They've got trophies down, and now the push comes in for DT. You can see they're trying to execute near the back side of the map. Legal doesn't know where these opponents are coming from. He's getting pinched from that front door and the back window. He gets one kill. Does use that active camo, trying to stay alive, but finally Happy cuts him down. Fears is still in the back of the map. He's waiting for his teammates to begin to pinch on in. Happy kills himself as well as an enemy with that HC. And now there's one player remaining for DT in the bottom bedroom area of Granny's. Oh, he was actually outside, and that's Chino falling. Another beautiful break from H2K as they continue to expand on their lead.
Lacefield with the HC XD, as now it's almost time to rotate over towards the next hardpoint with 25 seconds remaining. DT, they're going to try to put one more break together, but they just get cut down kill by kill. As Fear's starting to heat up, Lacefield close to dropping 30. It's going to be Lacefield now pushing out the lanes. He finds one, more players coming through the tin area. He finally gets shut down, but there's only 10 seconds remaining. H2K once again, glad to give up this scrap time. Chino might have to pull out the Scythe here as they try to break over near the train tracks.
H2K currently with their biggest lead of the game, Revin, and you can see DT, yes, they're doing all they can to break back in, but as of right now, nothing's been working out. They've got a Scythe. Will Chino save it for the middle hard point? As of right now, it does appear so. In this power position, top oranges.
Nice. Sender goes big, picks up 2.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, Fizzip did just use overdrive, didn't see how he decided to use it. Fears with no Scythe available, but we're going to switch over to him as Lacefield. He's got over 30 kills now. Fears just behind him, only by 2, as this has been highly contested hard point so far. And of course, on this hard point, we really have the opportunity to spawn the opponent way far out, but the Scythe will finally get deployed by Chino, as now he gets fully streaked out. Lacefield going big inside the hard point. He does get cleaned up. This might be the way for DT to enter back into the game, but they're still down by like 90 points, man. It's a long road ahead of Dream Team right now.
You've got to begin to wonder, yes, he's fully streaked out, but have they dug themselves too big of a deficit? Chino's trying to stay alive. He's got players right around him.
Like now?
Yeah, is this the hill you want to see him bring it out on? His shot is on point. He's 21 and 27, still fully streaked. Oh, God. He gives him the fist, then the shot. The Cerberus called in across the map, and DT had begun to claw back into things. They were down by 100, now just 70, and the score lead is diminishing every single second.
So slowly but surely, DT are finding their way back into this game, mainly on the back of Chino, man. He's going to go ahead and control the Cerberus now, as he's going to find some H2K players to take out. Finds one in Legal, turning around. He's going to spot some more. Now it's up to H2K. Do they have a response to the Cerberus? If Chino keeps looking over near the small room, he's going to find more and more players to kill. And while they were down by 90 points, it's only around a 50-point lead. H2K trying to break their way into the hard point. DT, still, they need a lock onto this time. EMP starting to come in from the guys on H2K, but the Cerberus will finally get taken out. In the end, it's around a 60-point lead for H2K. DT unable to get any more time so far.
Chino's about to double up on some of his streaks, or at least his HC. There, he does die. 50-plus second lead for H2K. They have yet to get a single second on this middle hard point. Now the rotation comes in. This is the first time that H2K weren't in control of this hard point on the rotation. Fizzip and Legal get the first 2 entry kills. They've got one player off to the right on auto. Looks like Lacefield has gotten 2, gets the third, possibly no. Chino cuts him down. Camo being used by Legal. H2K with another break. And this is just their hard point, Revin. They've been better on this hill every single time.
Legal says hello. It's going to be Chino picking up that kill with the HC XD. He's going to go ahead and peek over near back alley. Happy's going to go ahead and deploy his. DT, they're making this a game, man. They're only down by 40 points right now, continuing to claw their way back. If they hold on to the rest of this time, they're right back in this.
And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Maybe one final pinch can come in from H2K. Yeah, they're not going to even try to challenge us when they've got someone pushing into tin, but that's going to be Lacefield who dies to Chino. H2K's 100-second lead is down to just 15 at the end of this hard point. As Chino gets himself the Cerberus, he's still got some streaks ready to go. Oh my God, H2K might throw this game away.
Yeah, DT, they're going to gain control of the spawns. It's all up to Ligo. He has to go big for his team. Exiting the hard point, he's going to turn around 2 DT players in his path. He gets taken down. It's going to be Diabolic with that kill. As DT control Grandma's hard point, they are about to take the lead in the game, where they were down by near 100 points at one point. H2K haven't gotten too much time in the hard point since that last Rails one.
Those 4 seconds, those 5 seconds they just got right there are more time than they got on the first and second hills of this current rotation combined. H2K just 30 seconds out from taking this one home. Chino gets one on the break. If they get all this time, they'll be within 1 second of winning the game, so you know Dream Team has to continue to push it, Revan. They cannot afford to let them reach at like that 249 scoreline.
HCXD spots one near middle map, and it will get some tags, but Chino once again coming up big for his team. He finds 3 kills. Lacefield turns around, can't find the kill, runs out of ammo. DT break, but there's only 7 seconds remaining. They're going to start to leave the Grandma's position, making their way over towards Rails. Still anybody's game, as it's only a 24-point lead for the guys over on H2K.
Happy gets tagged up by an HC. He'll call in one of his own. The first 2 kills go in favor of his team. Now they know the final player is on this train side. He's just trying to stay alive. He's putting in every shot he can. He earns himself another HC. Hasn't called it in as of yet. He gets cleaned up. A nice nade there by Legal. And H2K flood on through on the back of Lacefield to get control of the hard point there within 8 seconds of taking home game 1.
Turns around after coming around the H60. Fierce cleans up that kill. Heatwave now available. 5 more seconds for H2K to close this one out. Heatwave gets called in. Now earns himself the Lightning Strike. Lacefield continuing to impress. He almost has 50 kills as well.
Almost 2 straight 50-bomb hard points in the first 2 matches of the day. Fizzerp doing what he can with this M8, trying to keep his team in it. There's the 50 bomb from Lacefield, 50 and 31. 2 minutes and 17 seconds in the hard point, and 8 defends. Karma had one earlier on, and Lacefield says, "Let me join that club as well, Damon."
So Fizzerp leads his team 40 and 34, almost 2 minutes inside the hard point, 10 defense as well. Yet to see kind of some of his overdrive plays, but he must have made good use of it if he had that much success. But DT, man, they were down by near 100 points, clawed their way all the way back. Woo. They only lose by 35, but man, they made that a game.
If I'm H2K, I'm going, guys, we were up by 100. Why did we let Chino get fully streaked out? And why did we let that game get close?
I mean, if you compare the kills from both teams, I mean, only one person going positive on the side of DT, that's Chino, at 40 and 36. One has to wonder how it got that close. Well, it was on the back of Chino, as he was able to earn full streaks, use them to good effect. I think he had a HC, a Hellstorm missile, as well as the Cerberus.
Yep.
Called that in on the second middle hardpoint. Was a struggle for DT to try to deal with, or H2K to try and deal with. But now we're moving into Search and Destroy. It's going to be on the map Breach, and S&D, man, that is H2K's bread and butter. How can DT kind of approach this map to walk away with a win?
I mean, I'm telling you right now, Revan, I think H2K actually win the series 3-0 because of that. Ooh. I think that H2K win this S&D, and then even though I've seen DT perform well on Evac Uplink, I don't think they're going to have what it takes. H2K looking so good right now. If Lacefield continues to perform this way, he will definitely make himself a case for the kind of breakout player for overall of Stage 1. Here's some highlights from that first map, and off the start, you know H2K looked hot when they got the first 5 kills of the game.
Oh yeah, I mean, Fizzerp, he earns full streaks on the second hardpoint in the game. And this is that weird break from DT that they set up where they flood 3 players through the same doorway. Like, why not? I mean, sure, you could send 2 through there and then send the other 2 back alley. Maybe have somebody go around on the long auto flank, but sending 3 through a narrow doorway like that is just a recipe for disaster, man. And H2K, they didn't look back since then. Towards that second kind of rotation of the hard points, it was Chino going big for his team. He's the main reason they're able to make as good of a comeback as they did, but in the end, just was not enough. H2K hold on and close out the game.
Lacefield just continued to make the plays happen for that whole game. This is when Chino got fully streaked out. You saw a 2-piece there, follows it up with the 3rd kill as well, almost reset his HC. But in the end, even when DT continued to claw back in, I think it was Lacefield in this top Granny's hardpoint where he just stayed alive for so long, pushed out that HC middle map. He had his teammates killing right around him, and then they were able to close it on out in the next couple kills.
Oh yeah, for sure. So now we're moving into Search and Destroy. H2K, they won just about every single S&D over this past weekend over at UMGSC. Yep. I'm sure they'll be able to translate it into more online victories. And the one question every time we talk about H2K, how do they steal a respawn?
They did just that.
They did it there, and they did it in pretty convincing fashion, I think.
Oh, definitely. And I think that this H2K team is getting better at their respawns. I think that's a big thing to point out, right? They showed it there at UMG, and then as they kind of move on into the World League, even this week, they're doing it yet again. My biggest question mark with this team is really not their hardpoint gameplay, it's their uplink and then their CTF gameplay for H2K. Haven't really seen anything too dominant of a performance from them. When I think of hardpoint with this team, I think of more of like a fluky type play style of like smokes on the map from Fizzerp and like trying to make some sneak caps happen here and there. You don't just see this team pull like an Optic Gaming type performance where they just outkill their opponents and get the cutoffs they need to. Most times it's like, whoa, sneak cap, somehow he's gotten by, and they get the flag cap in.
I mean, it's weird, you know, in the best-of-7 format they were playing over this past weekend, when it came down to that second hardpoint in the series where H2K, they were kind of forced to win it to kind of move on to that final map, they actually played hardpoint pretty well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have the capability to perform well in a game mode like hardpoint. Obviously, they're dominant in search and destroy as we move into the ban and protect phase for Breach S&D. But H2K, these are guys who know how to play the respawn game modes. They know how to play search and destroy. Like you were saying, that uplink and the CTF, maybe some things that they need to work on in the future. But now Fizzer and Happy, first to ban things here in search and destroy. Happy goes ahead, takes down Overkill. Let's see how H2K decides to respond. It's going to be the thermal sight from Fizzer. So I guess the sniper rifle's being targeted by both sides. Blazefield and Chino, now their turn to pick. It's going to be the smoke screen. No thermal. Obviously, if that's out of the game, the smoke's going to have a huge effect on the game, and it's going to be a Shiva Protect from the guys on H2K. Things get a little bit crazy here.
Yeah, things are definitely heating up, not only in the game, but here in the beautiful studios. A little warm right now, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, you're starting to sweat.
Had to get some water. I think it was a mix of the Optic Gaming series and then it being 9,000 degrees in the studio right now. But as we kind of focus back into this game,
maybe
the Shiva Protect, no surprise from Lacefield, is what we've seen what Fizzer can do with it, and you expect him to bring it out and kind of take care of that top middle map area of the map.
All right, so it's going to be Sender with the last ban. He's going to go ahead and take out Overclock. So we have Flashbang still in the game, Concussion still in the game as we move into the Specialist Draft. Fizzer, curious to see what he's going to pick. He's a man full of surprises.
Oh, definitely.
As no specialist abilities got banned out, so Kinetic Armor still
Overdrive.
in play. Overdrive. Fizzer, he's going to pick that up. Used it in the hardpoint while Camo gets picked by Happy.
Camo, no surprise from Happy. Definitely going to leave that heat wave over to Diabolic. Legal. Would it surprise me actually to see him pick up active camo for his squad? Oh, but Kinetic Armor actually still on the board, so that's definitely the one that he would pick up for his team. Yeah. He does just that.
I was talking to Sender, man. I was like, listen, dude, how come you guys never pick up Kinetic Armor? He's like, I don't know, man. We felt Vision Pulse was better. They're starting to change their mind about it. As there we go. They pick Kinetic here.
You'd hope so, because honestly, it's pretty darn good, especially when pushing towards that B site for your squad. We saw what the likes of Scump could do it earlier on in the series. Even Felony had a couple opportunities with Kinetic Armor as well, even down to that Game 5. But now, as you look at this series from here on out, I think it might be a 3-0. Are you kind of siding with me, or you think this one goes further on?
I think H2K win the Search and Destroy.
Okay.
But DT, they have real chances to win both the uplink as well as the CTF. So this is another series, and I think just about every series, aside from maybe the final one of the night, has potential to go the distance to 5 games. Really looking forward to the series coming after this. It's going to be FaZe versus Rise.
Yeah.
But right now, DT, they got to find a way to take Search and Destroy off H2K.
So you don't think NVTK is going to go Game 5?
No, I think Envy, after their recent performance this weekend, I think they're going to
heat up.
Yeah.
They're ready for it. Yeah, we've seen a lot of struggles out of TK as of late, even down to, I believe, last night, right? It continued. I don't think they won their match last night. So TK continuing this landslide of their matches. Breach S&D is going to be map 2 between DT and H2K. Can the boys of DT win the S&D, or will they go down 2-0 in this best of 5?
Good chance they go down 0-2. I'm not sure how they're going to try to combat this, but from what I've seen from DT, the way they play defense on this map is really good. So they kind of stack like double nades, EMP classes to take down the trophy systems from the offense to open things up or at the B-bomb site, and then they just bombard the planner with nades and just slow down that push from the offensive guys. Force them to be a bit uncomfortable with the amount of nades coming their ways. And even if you have flak jacket on, like 2 grenades right next to you, you're going to die.
All right. As we load into the map, Breach is one where we've seen some ridiculous snipes even come in, especially from that top green area. Not sure if teams will elect to bring that weapon of choice out in this game too. I wonder kind of how Breach started. Is this like an apartment complex, an office building?
This is my house.
Really?
Yeah, I owned it. Treyarch approached me. They're like, "Hey, we want to buy your house.
You had those big
and
turrets
use it
on
as a map." And I was like,
you had those
sure.
big turrets on it?
Yeah, I thought it made for nice decoration.
You know, you can't even cook pasta, but you can start a garden apparently.
Garden's not too hard to start.
Greenhouse?
You just plant it and then you water it.
Wow, Revan teaching the world how to get things done. Lacefield already spawns in, standing on top of that little vent area there as they begin to push up through middle map. And this looks like H2K are just going to flood right through. They're going to continue to put the pressure on DT.
Yeah, one thing I love seeing from H2K is how they play search and destroy, man. They work trades the best out of any team I've seen. Always ready to help each other out when somebody gets in trouble. And Fears, he's got that Shiva. Anybody who peeks out near top broken is going to face a barrage of Shiva bullets.
The wrath of the Shiva.
Ooh.
It's pretty darn good for a reason. Chino, first blood onto Fears. And look at how much that kind of threw off the round for H2K.
They're not ready for that.
As they're just kind of split. They're getting pinched from both sides, and it's Fizzerp last alive. He's got that Shiva primary on. He's going to die to Chino. 3 kills that round for Chino?
Yep.
Yeah.
He picks up 3 on the flank, and because they're unable to trade that kill out onto Chino, he does so much damage in this round, and Chino really wins it for his team here. Closes out the round, taking down Fizzerp. Not a lot getting done by H2K. Love their early presence over near middle map, but
I was really surprised to see them slow down. I mean,
yeah. I thought they were just going to maybe push through or kind of pick a bomb site to go to after that.
If you have nobody kind of watching the flank as Chino gets the kill there, you got to get aggressive and kind of bring the action to them. Instead, though, it doesn't work out. First blood and first round win over to DT.
Look at that dead body
to life in game
on top
2.
of the hut. That's rough as Layfield, he falls off the map, but they find the kill on Descender. Happy last one alive. A quick round for H2K. They answer back in fashion.
That happened quick. I wonder what happened to Lacefield there. Maybe he was in a gunfight and fell off. I didn't get to see on the map. We'll check it out later on.
As we see Legal here in the round, any kill cam pushes top AC, turns around, sees one over near the side, AC vent. As he cleans up that kill. H2K, quick round for them. They tie things up at 1-1, but from what we've seen from both teams, early, mid-map control, very important to both these teams.
Yeah, and that's kind of why they've protected the Shiva on Fizzerp, right? It's his job. So watch over this area. Look where he's going. Boom, right up top to AC vent, watching over top broken. He's going to be the one to call out and make sure his teammates are covered near middle map. That timing might have actually worked out in DT's favor as they saw Fizzerp begin to move towards A.
Yeah, so Fizzerp does spot one, or in the top broken, but the bomb gets planted so early on. Action going down right on top of the bomb site. Chino gets killed by Legal. First blood in the round. As Spears follows up with one of his own. Lacefield cleans up happy. It is all down to Sender, and his M8 finds one near the side hut. Takes down Lacefield as well as Fizzerp, so it's down to a 1-on-1. Legal versus Sender, and Legal wrapped all the way around, but Sender, if he comes out the right doorway, he might catch him sprinting. They spot each other here.
Sender can't win the gunfight. Legal clutches it up. He's already had earned himself an HC. Now brings the streak on further. I thought Sender had this one here, Revan. Oh my God, Sender's gotta be mad about that one.
Yeah, I definitely think Sender should have won that gunfight. Fortunate kind of series of events for him up until that final engagement. As H2K, man, they hold on the back of Legal. 4-1, he's got an HC. Anybody with streaks yet? Nope. As we're going to be watching Sender here. Switching over to the Shiva now. As he's going to challenge over near top broken. There's a player here for H2K, just trying to pre-fire to spot one. That player has to back up, going for the wall bang, but decides to reload instead of committing.
Not enough to get the kill. Good job by him, though, to make the opposing player back down. Who's this inside of bottom balcony right now? That's actually going to be Legal. Diabolic has slid down to the site. Did he get spotted by Lacefield?
I don't think so.
Doesn't appear so. The bomb will get planted in a 4v4 situation.
Lacefield just looking for that player behind a bomb to back up Fizzerp. He's going to open things up with first blood. So now things going to start to pick up the pace as Chino responds by getting that trade kill on top of the hut. It's going to be Lacefield finding Chino, immediately trade out, so it's all down to Happy, a 1-on-2 for him. There's a player on the bomb site, though. Legal with the angle takes him down, and he's already fully streaked out. We're in the 4th round here. Fears will just go ahead and go for the defuse as, I mean, Legal is getting pretty close to that kinetic armor, but there's no reason for him to get any more points, so he's going to give it to Fears. Earns his way towards that camo as well as his HC.
And that's what I love about this H2K team, especially in Search and Destroy, is every single player has the ability to go off. I see these guys playing S&D like every time I tune into a stream, Revin.
I remember we played against Legal and Lacefield, you know, in a match before.
We did.
We beat them.
I didn't want to bring it up, but you did. I'm always the one to bring things back up. We did take them down, didn't we?
Yeah, thanks to my sniper work, man.
Okay, don't give yourself all the credit. They said I was nice.
We were both nice. It was teamwork.
It was teamwork. Thank you.
Starting things off with Legal, man. He's got all his streaks to use as he's going to make his way up towards the construction side of the map. Pops his HC XD or deploys it. And as well, he's going to spot nobody here because DT, early mid-control, will go in their favor, but now they're going to try to rotate back over towards the site, and Legal, he's going to spot this. The bomb goes down early on. There's one player going over near top glass, and it's going to be Lacefield to spot this one out. Legal with the HSV comes right up to Sender's feet, explodes it, picks up first kill in the round.
And they still have the Lightning and Hellstorm to work with. Do you use it in a round like this or save it for later on in the game?
I think it depends on how it goes here. I mean, if they find the kills, I mean, right now it's a 3-on-2, no reason to use it. Well, now they're not going to have a chance as 2 players fall. Happy picks up 2 on the flank. It's all down to Fears. Peeks out on the bomb, doesn't see anybody defusing, but he's going to turn on. Knows one's coming from either side of the map. He needs to commit to one of these players. He gets cut down by Happy going big. He's going to earn himself the H60 as well as camo here.
I mean, they had no one watching their flank, and that's something we saw TK struggling with a lot yesterday in Search and Destroy. There, Happy gets the better of him. 3 kills and the defuse. He'll also earn himself an HG.
So that's what the bottom of the map looks like.
And active camo. Okay, so that's an example of momentum swing back over to DT.
I mean, you said it perfectly. Nobody watching the flank. They come around, and everybody dies from this side of the map.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for H2K, we were thinking that they were going to save the streaks. They wind up doing it because it was a 3-on-2. I mean, they had the man advantage. If they play like the way we expect H2K to play, they close out that round. But DT, they find a way back into it. Chino deploys his overdrive, is making his way over towards that A bomb site, but not looking like he'll find anybody from H2K. Does he push through? Does he wait?
Looks like his option is going to be to wait momentarily. Now he'll begin to push on through once he gets the help of his teammate.
Double nades from Sender as well.
Sender with danger close. Oh, that Semtex comes soaring on in, but he spotted it. Will wind up getting out alive. And Lacefield's going to begin the push for H2K. I actually love this spot. Who's this in the back right corner? Look, I use this position all the time because they never check this. Look, you would never expect someone to be here. That's a free kill every time. And you know what? Not enough pro teams actually use that position. There's 3 walls you can do that in. And I expect the rest of this game, though, for the boys of H2K to check that spot. Lacefield dies to Diabolic. Diabolic gets the next kill onto Fears. And DT tie the game up 3-3.
All right, DT, they're finding their way back into the game. What was looking like an early surge of momentum from the guys on H2K. They built themselves a lead, but DT, they answer back, and then they get their 3rd round here to tie things up. Specialist abilities starting to be earned by both teams. Still streaks available for use for Legal. He's got the Dart. He's got the Lightning Strike. Any other abilities, almost a Heat Wave. And nothing. And the camo. And Cappy has streaks to respond.
Yeah, he's 150 away from he's 150 away from Hellstorm. He'll just call it a dart from bottom broken.
No, flak jacket. Flak jacket. So this start shouldn't get much done aside from getting information.
Well, here he goes. He's going to spot one player top AC.
Okay.
Continues to pilot it. Nicely done so far. It's so tough to pilot this thing. Hasn't crashed it as of yet. Oh, God. Okay, he's a wizard with this thing, boys and girls. He's going to rotate it back towards top middle, and this is where he'll find most of his information. He's got one right in front of him. That's a free kill on the Lacefield. And now he's going to wait to get back out of that dart. Legal's got one of his own, though, and his heal charge in for H2K. It's a dart fight, folks! And each player gets 1 kill. It's like
almost like that triple HCXD from Karma could have had 3 kills over the dart.
It's like when you go on like a paper airplane flight back in like elementary school.
I never learned how to make one, man.
It's okay. Not all of us can be great people.
I always tried, but they always failed. Just not my calling in life.
It's all right, man.
Oh, Fizzer with the Shiva. He finds to come to Diabolic. The bomb yet to be planted. Fears giving him the covering fire he needs. Just plant the bomb. Chino with the kill. He's going to bring out the SVG Varix.
Gets 1. He knows there's someone near that bottom sign area.
Spot
charging out with the MR6. Nice trigger finger. But unfortunately, they turn to Twitter fingers as Fizzerp takes him down. Chino does die.
Just good positioning overall from Fizzerp. Fears was able to get the bomb down. But Chino trying to make plays happen with the sniper as H2K, they respond. Both darts used from either team. Was Happy able to earn the lightning strike? I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and look over to him here.
It's funny, darts were used there.
Oh, he's got a Hellstorm, sorry.
Darts were used there back-to-back. Just wasn't enough.
It was legal with the lightning strike. What do you prefer here in Search and Destroy? You prefer the lightning or the Hellstorm?
Oh, lightning, 100%. That ping is so useful, and then you can save it for later on. It's almost like a 2-round score streak because later on you're in a 1vx scenario. You get the bomb down, you go high, you just drop the lightning to buy yourself 3-4 more seconds. Could make the difference in a round. The lightning storm, I almost called like Maven. Lightning strike gets called in. H2K get the first 2 kills, and now it's DT. Left in a 2v4 situation. It looks like it's all beginning to fall apart again for Dream Team in this game, too.
Yeah, they know exactly where the remaining 2 players are located, both over near construction, but Sender.
Nice shots.
He shuts down Fizzerp, but he's about to get pushed by a couple of H2K players. Fears finds the kill. All down to Chino, a 1-on-3 for him. Swapping out to the MR6, he's going to get beat down and shot by Fears. H2K, 1 round away from closing this out.
A lot of times we've been seeing players begin to use that melee up close.
I had a sick play last night with the melee.
Oh, okay, that's cool. These guys, though, are using it in the World League, Revan.
Oh, okay.
A little bit better than us.
You know what, man? I could be in the World League.
Really?
I could do it.
All right, ready? Quit your job right now.
I will not do that.
I didn't think so. It's nice casting the World League. Been having a blast the last 6 weeks, and we're just getting started. If you think about it, we're only a 1/4 of the way through all of the Pro League matches that we'll see throughout the entirety of Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3. Fizzerp already pushed up middle map, has that Kuda ready to go, long barrel equipped, flashbang.
I think Happy's just kind of waiting to use the Hellstorm missile, but he might get taken down here. Fizzerp coming around the flank. They're not expecting this first blood made on the Happy, so no streaks for DT to use.
Kill.
Fierce follows it up with a kill on his own. Diabolic trying to turn around. He's got some good positioning to work with.
Kinetic
but he's
armor
about to play with kinetic armor. He's like,
nah.
Nah, man, I ain't trying to do that. He should actually move a little bit closer to the bomb site. He's going to get spotted here.
Oh, God, he's in a 1v3 scenario on that side. He's going to back up. There's Chino to help him out.
Chino, bro, I need some help.
Diabolic and Chino.
Diabolic's like, thanks for being the bait, Chino. I'll see you later, dude.
Peace. As he runs right away. The bomb is planted, and now they're going to go for the 2v4 break. They're just going to push out the porta potties, and I love that decision. I love that from H2K. They push it on
Perfectly
out.
done.
They show their S&D proficiency as they win that one 6-3 in control of the game from round 1 to round 9, where they close it on out.
Yeah, Legal making plays happen for his team. He had the score streaks to use and used them in a good manner as well. 9-3 finish for him. Fizzerp also on top for his team, improving that S&D KD ratio.
There you go. It's very easy to go from a .63 S&D KD. As
it already went up.
All the time. I'm guilty of it too. Fizzerp, when it comes to mind, you think Fizzerp, Search and Destroy because of what he's done in the past. Yeah. So far in the stage 1, nah, that is not the case. But they win the round and the game. H2K up 2-0 in this best of 5. And Revan, I said I think H2K will close it out in 3 games, especially after they snuck off that first hardpoint win.
Yeah, so it's going to be Uplink.
Evac.
On Evac.
Now, I will point out, I have seen DT play this before, and I think they beat FaZe on the map really because of Sender's man of war play as he was like the last line of defense, right? Like FaZe would push up with the drone, it's looking good, and then you'd have Sender with the man of war go brada, brada, and just get 2 pieces left and right.
I don't think the man of war sounds like that.
Oh, it does in my head.
Doesn't sound like that in the game, though.
That's fine. I have my own imagination.
Thankfully, you do, but let me just go ahead and make sure I got these teams set up there. They're actually going to be staying on the same teams going into this next map. So,
I got
H2K with the chance to close this one out. 3-0. This would be a big win for them, I think. As a DT, you know, their struggles kind of continue. And, you know, even if DT find their way back into the series, like, let's say they win the next couple of maps, we'll be seeing a game 5. So they're probably going to lose it there if it goes there.
Yeah. I mean, here's a quick little run through of some of the highlights of the last game. Lacefield dies there. It looks like it was near that middle cuts wall run. This was the big round for me where I was like, okay, Legal's on point with his shots. He goes on to get fully streaked out in the next round. Beautiful use of the HC. Center had no idea it was there. I love these spots.
Yeah.
These are the spots that really can help swing rounds in your team's favor. Happy with the beautiful dart flying.
He sees the other dart with it too.
In the battle of the paper airplanes, Legal answers back with one of his own. That gets shot out of the air, actually. And really, from then on out, it was just easy pickings for H2K as they win that game by a score of 6-3.
Yeah, good stuff by H2K, but we kind of expected them to win the Search and Destroy. They seem to be the strongest team at Search and Destroy in the World League here in North America, but...
Really?
I think so.
Over complexity?
Yeah. I mean, look what happened at the LAN over the weekend, man.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just letting you say that.
All right, yeah, H2K, they're the best S&D team in the league.
All right, I say that when H2K face complexity next, I think complexity win the Search and Destroy. Whoever loses has to set their Twitter profile picture as something different for 3 days.
Are you making a bet with me?
Yes.
All right, say that again. We have to change what?
If H2K beat complexity, you get to make my Twitter profile picture, if it is appropriate, something for 3 days. If complexity beat H2K in S&D, then I get to change yours to something appropriate for 3 days. A deal?
In the Search and Destroy.
In the Search and Destroy.
All right.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. We got a small little friendly little matchup going on for the next H2K versus Complexity series.
We gotta find out when the next time they play is.
I know, we will. But right now, DT find themselves down 2-0. Evac Uplink will be map 3. Looks like we're just waiting for the players to get on the correct teams. Everyone's still in the lobby. We appreciate you all being here. Be sure to stay involved with the conversation on Twitter. I've been reading all the tweets tonight with that hashtag CWLPS4. Tweet us your real predictions for this one. At RevanJD.
Can H2K close it out?
At CourageJD. Can H2K close out the series here 3-0? Or will DT pull an Optic Gaming and come back all the way from being down 2-0 to win in round 11 of Game 5?
That's like the worst case scenario for DT.
That's true. We know what happens to DT when it gets to Game 5.
Yeah, last time we casted them in Game 5, man, it was at this desk. One of the craziest plays I've ever seen happen. Unfortunately, Tino, the animation of the bomb picking it up.
I've seen that. That's been shared a lot around the internet. Like, a lot. People loved not only our reaction, but just the play itself.
The play
you just knew it was crazy. You and I freaked out because that was just the circumstance. That was after
like
phase,
the third game of the night. Like
third Game 5 after FaZe and Optic both lost in the first 2 matches. It was a ridiculous scenario. But the only thing less ridiculous than that is this Game 3 that's about to get started between H2K and DT.
All right, so of course H2K, they go after the Afterburner perk. Chino might respond by taking out the Shiva. That's exactly what he's going to do. So whenever you leave the opportunity for the Shiva to get protected by the H2K gods, I think they're going to go after it. As Legal follows it up with Rapid Fire, expect High Caliber maybe to follow up, maybe some tactical action. Overdrive, I expect to see get banned out. Frizzer has been having a good impact on the game using that specialist ability. Overclock once again.
This is what we saw, basically the exact same thing in that Optic Gaming match earlier on. They don't want to deal with the Shiva. Afterburner and Overclock both get banned out right away.
Overdrive.
Overdrive again.
Maybe the Flash.
I don't think there's been a single change so far.
Maybe we'll see a Flashbang and maybe Kinetic Armor get banned out?
Not as of yet.
I mean, High Caliber for sure should get banned out here. It's going to be the Flashbang from Fear. Sender, I think he's got to go after High Caliber. Unless they feel comfortable playing with it. Can't imagine so.
Yeah, at this point, you never really know, right? It's something that...
He's running out of time.
They're down 2-0.
Kinetic Armor, High Caliber makes it through.
Woo, woo. Sound the alarm, folks. High Caliber is available.
Good thing the Shiva got banned out. Otherwise, H2K would have a field day with
this
that.
Is like a 1 out of every 9,000 occurrence where High Caliber is actually in play.
I don't think we've seen 9,000 ban and protects here.
Dude, you always take everything I say so literally.
I'm just saying, if we're going to apply, I think maybe like 1 in 100 occurrence is pretty fair.
Maybe 101. I think that's the actual breakdown.
1 in 101.
Happy with active camo, Legal with active camo, Lacefield with Heatwave, Diabolic with Heatwave, double Annihilators from Fears and Sender. That's, I mean, if I talk about the 2 players that use Annihilator the most in the World League, it's Fears and Sender, without a doubt, in my eyes.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. So it's going to be a mirror matchup heading into Uplink on Evac. H2K have a chance to close out the series here. 3-0 would be a quick series, but DT, if they're able to battle back, if they win Uplink, if they win CTF, we go to the bane of the existence for DT, which would be that Game 5 on Hunted.
God, and it would just be Hunted, and you know something ridiculous would happen.
What's the most ridiculous scenario you could think of to happen on Hunted?
On Hunted, it's you get it down to a 1v4. Your whole team is swimming in the water, and you forget that you can drown. So you're all sitting down there, and then like concussions come flying in. You all get stunned, and you drown to death. I mean, at this point, seriously, from what we've seen in the league, at this point, that's the only way DT haven't lost yet is by drowning.
If I see DT lose to drowning, I might just delete my Twitter account and just delete everything.
Think. They lost by sliding off the map. Diabolic. Yeah. They lost by Ninja Defuse.
Yes.
Yesterday, right?
Yesterday and at the LAN qualifier.
And at the LAN qualifier. They've lost by everything. Oh, the Chino dart, overdrive dart play, where it was like a 0.2 difference in the defuse. And then they just lost in general, where they just get outslayed. Literally, the only way they have left is if they drown to death.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of right. We'll see if it comes down to that.
Oh.
But these players just finished making their classes, editing the score streaks now. Whew. If it comes down to drowning, man, that seems a little too crazy to happen. But I wouldn't pass these DT players, man. It seems like everything crazy always happens to them.
Oh, definitely. And at this point now, I want to watch Sender at the start. I want to see if he uses the Man of War.
Okay.
Because I've seen him use it on this map multiple times. He's very comfortable with that weapon, especially from this mid-range area. The amount of times I saw him pick players off glass that other AR players just couldn't hit was ridiculous the last time around when they faced FaZe.
So the one thing I like about those like fully auto ARs is you could be a bit more aggressive with them.
Definitely.
You could kind of rely on that hip fire to combat that of the SMGs that are going to be in your face all game long, whereas with stuff like the XR2, the M8, you're not really going to have that luxury. Sure, you get the auto burst feature on the XR2, but still kind of like delayed from burst to burst. The map is loading. We're about to enter it. Once again, H2K, they could close out the series 3-0 right here. As both these teams, they really need wins, man. So you want to check out Sender. Let's see if he has that Man of War. He's got the M8.
Okay.
No third perk.
Oh, now I will point out, the time I did see him use that Man of War was actually on the other half, on the other side. So maybe it's a side thing. Like
what do you think about no third perk?
BL Fire. I mean, it's something you can definitely get away with. There, he gets shredded by Legal's VMP from range. First blood over to H2K. They're already pushing up into glass, but Happy and Chino are both there to shut them down.
Yeah, Diabolic, he's going to get some fortunate timing as he comes up right behind Legal. As 3 go down for H2K. It's going to be a Diabolic, should be a 1-point toss.
Nicely done.
Assuming he makes it. There we go. Early on, it's going to be DT taking the lead.
29 seconds in. They've gotten the lead, and look at this positioning. They're ready to continue to rally this drone on in. They had Happy just spawn up right outside their base. Or no, not Happy, sorry. Chino just spawned up right outside their base. But as I say that, H2K finds 3 kills near bottom greenhouse, and now they will clear out their base as 4 go down momentarily for DT.
Yeah, good looks from DT, man. They push out of the lane. They kind of maintain that forward position for their drone carrier, but unfortunately, they're unable to convert on that opportunity to score. Fierce coming around. He's going to find Diabolic as H2K trying to push forward.
That's a huge gunfight win.
As the drone neutral for the time being, just kind of tossing it. Is that in the corner or near the water? Is it outside of the map?
He has the potential to get a 3-piece. You just switched off him, but Legal gets 2 on the side flank, and now it's a 1v2 engagement as Fierce gets the kills. Legal is there, the drone being grabbed, and now they just need to get the cutoffs.
I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to see where the drone was.
It's fine, man. It's fine now. Legal can't win the first gunfight versus Diabolic.
Oh, he's got to toss it.
It actually took them so long that they just have to go for a long-range 1-pointer, and Diabolic picks it off.
He gets the interception. DT, they're going to choose to wrap this, but Fizzerp staying alive. He has a chance to come behind enemy lines, maybe make a play happen for his team, but Chino, he's watching it. Fizzerp gets shut down. Now, who's this? It's going to be Happy. He dies as well. Things may be falling apart a little bit from DT, but they could just try to buy time, play for the neutral drone off the reset, but Fierce picks up the kill. The drone dropped as H2K with a chance to rebound.
You can see they try to force the action towards this kitchen side of the map. Not working as of yet, as the drone will actually be picked up by H2K. Yes, it doesn't get the 15-second respawn. That works out in H2K's favor. They've just got 1 player to beat in bottom kitchen. Then they can go for that goon jar toss that he does all the time.
Legal around the flank. He gets dropped. Fizzerp, he's going to get challenged up top.
He was left alone.
Yeah, both his teammates are below him.
What was that? They're going to get 2-pieced. Oh, my God. That was a huge miscommunication by H2K. And that's going to be Sender picking up the 4th kill. And this should be an automatic score from DT.
Yeah, at least a 1-point toss. Let's see if he sinks it.
Okay. Well, you know, that's why we can't have nice things.
And it falls off the map. So as 3 go down for H2K, it doesn't really matter. Nobody has control of the neutral drone. So H2K, they will have time here to kind of push out. Camo gets popped by Legal, finds his fire top AC. Can't finish the kill, though. It's going to be Sender maintaining this forward position for his team. As soon as I say that, he dies. Diabolic with Heatwave available while Happy makes his way over towards the neutral drone. Heatwave gets popped, but his teammate behind him are starting to get taken down. Diabolic falls 2 down for DT. Legal now trying to push forward as he is trying to contest for that neutral zone.
One of the lowest scoring Evac Uplink games I've seen in recent times. Still just 1-0 DT score within the first 29 seconds. And then since then, it's been 3 minutes straight of just fighting for map positioning and a potential score. Legal playing slowly outside of green. The first 2 kills make it 3, make it 4. Whoa, DT explode out of the gate. They're going to get this dunk in. Beautiful pass up to Happy. Doesn't get much easier than that as they go up 3-0. They must have heard me, even though I'm on a multiple minute delay through the stream.
I mean, weird stuff from H2K, man. I mean, they have position to work with. They're holding top AC. Misuse of camo as a pretty bad toss from Chino as well, but H2K just unable to hold onto the base. You snap your fingers, you blink your eye, and all 4 go down. DT convert that into a dunk. Now it's going to be Lacefield pushing forward with the drone. He's got some kind of lead blockers from his teams. As soon as I say that, 2 of his teammates die, and he's forced to drop the drone to slay.
Can't win the gunfight versus Happy. Lacefield losing some of those engagements that, earlier on in the series, he would have won in the hard point.
Yeah.
Currently sitting at 7 and 10. Fizzer,
where's Lacefield right now?
He just spawned up. He was the one who died right outside of green.
Look at these guys. Look how far away they're spawning. This is rough for H2K.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. It's because of how far pushed up the one player is of DT. Diabolic still staying outside Laundry. They're just trying to stop the bleeding at the moment, and it does look like it's going to be another 1-point toss opportunity. 4-0 lead for DT. They've come to life here in Game 3.
I mean, at the end of the day, maybe going into the half, it might only be a 4-0 lead. It could definitely be a lot worse for H2K, but they're certainly in a kind of like a manageable position.
Yep.
So they have that looking kind of okay for them. But still, DT, they had the lead. See if they could kind of hold on to it in this next side.
I'm gonna be upfront with you here, Revan. If DT win this map, I think that they force the Game 5 and lose in Game 5.
I mean, I don't know how you could predict DT to win in Game 5.
I don't know either. That's why I'm not.
So you think they win Uplink, they win the CTF, then they lose Game 5?
Yep.
All right.
I could definitely see something like that H2K winning it in 6-1 fashion, like something ridiculous. As we head into the second half of Uplink, DT showing really their best stuff so far this series. They had some moments of brilliance in the hard point. They weren't able to clutch it up. Sender not using that Annihilator off the start. First blood does go to Chino with that XR2.
3 down.
Fierce and Fizzer find 3 kills.
3 down, make it all 4. This is the start that H2K needed.
But look at the spawns coming in. They're spawning up right in the back of their base.
That's fine. They have this forward position to work with. They could get a 1-point toss off the back of this as Legal's just going to reposition with the drone. You got Fierce going to go over near top AC. The 1-point toss comes in as Fierce takes out the Annihilator. Fizzer somehow falls off the map. Fierce dies as well. Lacefield has to go big for his team. Needs to at least slow down this push from DT. Finds one quick. He maybe pops it, finds the player in the ward. It takes out Diabolic. Can't get the 3rd. But I think he's done enough to allow his team to kind of reset things.
I actually love that position that he was in, sitting inside right behind those stairs into the water.
Good cover.
Great cover. Gives him great vision of who's really pushing down into that glass area. Now it's going to be Legal trying to stay alive near that objective. Drone gets 2. Pops the active camo. Peak spawn back out. Again, H2K doing a fantastic job of just being a nuisance near that glass area.
Trying to get the beat down there on Happy as Sender. He still has his Annihilator to use. Finds 1 kill and 3 go down for H2K.
This should be a score.
The one thing that's really working against H2K is DT's ability to kind of chain together kills here. As Chino's, he's moving this neutral drone forward. Should be a 1-point toss for his team.
There's the one right up through that top window. He's going to go for it, and he dies to the hands of Legal. They've got the drone, 3 dead again, and now they're going to push the agenda.
Like all 4 go down from H2K. They make the defensive kills, and then all 4 go down for DT. And then they make the defensive kills. Such a back-and-forth game, but only a 3-point lead for Dream Team. It's going to be a 1-point toss from Legal. Even with the scythe being deployed by Chino, he sinks it.
Oh,
he gets team killed.
Team killed with the scythe. Chino no longer has a scythe, and the opposing player is still alive, so look what Happy has to do. He has to focus on this player bottom green. If there could be a gunfight win right now by Legal, and he does just that. He's buying his team so much time, he's going to call on the HC. Legal doing a fantastic job of just completely ruining kind of the base defense. He does die, but potentially another 1-point toss from Lacefield, and there it is. Oh, he misses!
Unfortunate miss. If he makes that, they're only 1 point away from tying the game up, but still a manageable position from H2K. They are showing some life in this uplink game. It's going to be DT. They're going to stabilize. They get control of the neutral drone, but as soon as that starts to happen, 2 players drop. Diabolic just buying time.
There's no one on the side of the map.
Yeah, H2K not rotating
over.
There's
nobody on the side of the map.
Fizzer has to make a play happen.
He's going to pass it back to Happy. First kill goes over to Chino. Fears does take him down. Sender finds another one, finds a second as well. And here's a great scoring opportunity for DT. They just have to actually move up the objective.
Yeah, Happy has a chance to go for the dunk. And just like that, with Camo gets the dunk. DT, they go back up by 4 points, gets the kill after now earning, well, getting close to earning some score streaks as H2K fighting for control over the neutral drone. And now they're going to be the ones pushing forward. Fitzer, if he's able to find some kills here, Lethal could maybe get this 1 point toss in. But no, it's going to be Sender. He goes big, still has that Annihilator to use. This is going to come up big as he brings it out.
There's his green light to call in that specialist. The site is right in front of him. Talk about a key engagement to see if they can come back in this game. He does get tagged up, peeks on out yet again. Still nothing, still nothing, still nothing. Gets one. Second comes in, can't connect on the Fizzer. Diabolic has the drone, more kills going in favor of DT. Chino should be able to run this drone on in, and that's exactly what's going to happen as DT are running away with this one, Revin. They're going to be able to force this game forward.
You know, that might be the dagger right there.
Yeah.
It's now a 3-possession game for H2K. They need all dunks just to tie it up, and DT, they could just run time off the clock. Could just run back and forth along the wall run here. He's going to take fire. Doesn't get around the corner, but you know, drone gets reset. H60 deployed by Chino. We'll find one player here. Goes on top of him, takes down Fizzer, but now he can contest for position. Solid shots as he picks up Fears.
This one's over, Revin, in my eyes. They're going to force this game forward. Great job by DT to clutch up on Evac Uplink. You know, I thought H2K had it in them, but instead, DT are going to force the game forward. And Revin, I think this one's going game 5 as well.
Completely possible. I mean, Stronghold CTF could really go either way, in my opinion. As a Happy tosses the drone forward, picks it up after. This game is well over. He gets the 1 point toss, just further sealing the deal. DT, they rebound after dropping the first 2 maps. They take the third one. And it's really Diabolic, man. We were highlighting him kind of in like the pre-show leading up to today's matches. He's going to finish 26-18. Great performance from him. But you also got Chino chipping in at 25-19. Solid effort from the Dream Team guys. They hold on, and that was a pretty weird uplink game in general, dude.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you kind of see just how H2K never really got things going. Legal did some nice plays in the opposing team's base, but outside of that, it was just DT from start to finish. They scored within the first 29 seconds of side 1, and they held the lead from then on out.
I mean, like, H2K, that one kind of moment in the game where you know, everything slows down. They set up top AC, bottom AC, they get their setup going to defend their base. Then, like, you snap a finger, and all 4 of them just drop.
Yep.
That was the turning point in the game for me as H2K lost their footing on the map. All positioning they had, DT able to turn it up from then on. Put a lot of points on the board, and they shut H2K out.
I mean, you saw moments of brilliance from each team.
Yeah.
The high caliber play definitely helping Chino. He got so many headshots with that game with it, especially when players would go to peek top glass. He was ready for him, pre-aiming with that M8. But now we go into a game 4. Stronghold CTF. Predictions on that one. I already see it going 5 games. You've been kind of shying away. You said potentially it could.
Yeah.
Who do you really think takes it?
I think it's a pretty even matchup going into the CTF. I think H2K closes it out.
Yeah?
I think they're going to kind of shake that uplink off.
Okay.
I mean, they performed very well on the hardpoint. As we expected in the search and destroy, they won that. But I think DT, man, like, I think the kind of conversation they're having with each other right now is like, okay, yeah, we could take the CTF, but then we got game 5 to look forward to after that.
Oh, definitely.
And I think that kind of demon is going to be playing in the back of their minds.
I think that right now, when you kind of compare these two teams, Lacefield has had a rough game. I'm looking for a breakout player like him to bounce back, especially now in CTF, you know, aggressive submachine gun. We saw what Killa could do for Optic Gaming last game as an aggressive sub player. Can he fill that similar role? That's going to be my biggest question mark heading to this game 4.
All right, fair enough. As we take a look at some of the highlights that happened throughout this game, I mean, it was a fairly slow start for the guys on DT, but moving into that second half, they were really able to turn things around. As I think coming up soon is going to be that moment I was talking about, where kind of H2K, they get control of their base, they all set up, and all 4 of them just go down, really with no kind of, they didn't, it's not even like they kind of defended themselves. It's like they didn't even shoot back. All 4 of them drop. DT pounced on them from then on out.
Yeah, and it was really just a pretty clean game. I mean, DT, they didn't show any holes in their setup. There was 2 1-point tosses that were just frantic tosses. It wasn't even like control of the base rally. It was like over a building and they die instantly after. DT showing Evac Uplink is one of their stronger game modes. I mentioned it and how, I thought H2K would win it, but I've seen DT perform well.
Yeah, they beat
did just
Optic
that.
on this map.
They proved me wrong. They proved me wrong for sure. They did beat Optic on it. I saw them do well against FaZe on it earlier on in the COD World League. We are just getting players joined up into the next lobby. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight as we are just about halfway done with the matches. Once this series is over, we will have, honestly, we already saw a great series between Optic CLG.
Yeah.
FaZe Rise is next.
Ooh.
That's one where I see...
There's no way that's not a good series.
I'm going to tell you right now, spoiler alert, the two players we're going to be highlighting prior to that match, Zuma and Looney, because you expect them to go back and forth, whether it's the Search and Destroy, both players very proficient in that game mode, the aggressive submachine gun players in the likes of Hardpoint and CTF. Those guys are going to be the battle I'm watching throughout that entire series.
I think that's a good matchup to highlight as well, but speaking a bit more about what we're about to see, I think it's going to come down to that first flag cap once again. The way DT like to play this map is they try to get explosive early on, they try to get an early flag cap, and then set up base defense from there. And we've already seen it come into play across multiple regions, and even here in North America. Sure, that base defense is good. It's pretty effective, but the one drawback is you go 2-3 down. If the other team gets a flag out any way possible, you're not going to be able to get that return.
Oh, for sure. And now as we just wait for two more players of H2K to join up, we mentioned how there's the pace setting, right? When you get that first cap, you get to kind of figure out exactly how you want to play, what you want to watch out for. Do you expect a lot of smoke play, especially from the side of H2K, or do they try to ban out all the tacticals and just really leave EMPs in for these squads to work with?
I think
Really quick, we saw no tacticals used by CLG when they faced Optic Gaming on this map.
I mean, I think if anybody bans out smoke grenades, it's going to be DT.
Okay.
Just because FizzUp is notorious for using them, so I'm going to be looking for DT to maybe ban that out. But for the most part, I think it's going to be, Afterburner gets banned out, Overclock gets banned out, no Shiva, no high caliber, no rapid fire, no smokes. Maybe something like no camo or kinetic armor.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel you on that one. We have gotten everyone in the lobby, potentially overdrive targeting as well on this map.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I love overdrive overclock because it creates crazy fast caps and a very hectic, aggressive. But a lot of players would much rather play more slow. They know what's going on. It's all about communication. It's about talking, where we need to watch out for, get our cuts, counting. When there's overdrive, overclock, it's like, wait, we're missing someone. He pulled our flag. And somehow
he's halfway across the map.
Yeah, exactly. He's already halfway to his base. We have no way of stopping him. We saw what Ricky can do with that combo on Breach CTF just a couple weeks ago. DT, they did what they needed to on Uplink. Now heading into another respawn. It's split 1-1, just like Optic CLG. Now you got to wonder, can they force the Game 5, which I already worry about them on. The map is starting up. Stronghold CTF for the Ban and Protect phase. Revin, you already gave your predictions for it in regards to Ban and Protects. I'm thinking the same way as you are.
All right, so we'll see exactly what these teams decide to ban out. There's Afterburner. There is the Shiva. Pretty much what we've been seeing just about all series long, aside from that Search and Destroy where the Shiva was protected by the guys over on H2K. The smoke screen gets banned out by Diabolic, so we won't be seeing any of that. Fully expect to see Rapid Fire, High Caliber, Overdrive go as well, maybe even the Tacticals. Overclock still in play, but it's going to be Lacefield, and there goes Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire off the table. High Caliber did make it through last time. Doesn't seem like teams are putting too much emphasis and kind of focus on it. Would be interesting to see if it sneaks on through yet again. There goes the kinetic armor.
Overdrive still in, Overclock still in, High Caliber still in.
I feel like those are the last three bans we'll see, but that'll leave both tacticals still in game. It's a decision these guys are going to have to make very soon as Fear's time is ticking down. Okay, High Caliber's off, so Overdrive, Overclock, you think of the last two?
Potentially.
I'd love to see Overdrive, Overclock in.
Maybe Overclock sneaks through. I can't see Overdrive making it through. Unless Legal protects it.
No, come on. Legal wouldn't do that.
FizzUp loves Overdrive. We'll see what these guys decide to do. Sender waiting for Legal to make a move. Legal waiting for Sender to make a move. Okay, Legal
Overdrive.
Bans Overdrive.
And Sender falls on Overclock. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Those are two very highly banned kind of items in Search and Destroy, and they follow right through that same mindset here in Game 4.
So Scythe gets picked up by Gino.
I say Search and Destroy, I mean CTF. What am I saying?
I think it's going to be Scythe Annihilator along with like Camo Heatwave.
Okay.
Maybe you see a Vision Pulse. That could be pretty good on this map. But with no kinetic armor, no overdrive.
There's Vision Pulse.
that kind of limits your options. And Fizzerp, his backup specialist will be the Vision Pulse.
Diabolic and Lacefield, literally the timer didn't even start and they had Heatwave already selected.
Camo for Happy. Fierce probably going to pick up the Annihilator. Sender, oh, Fierce goes with the sights. So he's switching things up. Sender, you got the Annihilator, right?
No. It's a 3-1 ability setup. Sender definitely going to grab the Annihilator. Yeah. Definitely. It's obvious. But maybe Lego's active camo pick kind of threw him off. Nope. He's still going to go with kind of his most used specialist so far in Black Ops 3. Now, Riven, I'll ask you, because obviously we're now through that halfway mark. We went through the awards today. Who are some of the names you think we forgot in the awards ceremony? I know I mentioned some. Is there anyone that you didn't get the opportunity to bring up earlier on the show?
I think the stats kind of maybe speak for themselves.
Okay.
I think maybe somebody like Nagafin. I think Nagafin's kind of had a high impact from time to time in the games that we've seen him play. I would love to, highlight some of the kind of new faces, but we did that with the breakout player,
Exactly.
Cold Chan, be mentioned that along with Diabolic, giving those guys some love. Maybe we could highlight somebody like Happy. When Happy goes off, he goes off, but for the most part, he's been kind of steady.
I think his biggest issue is the lack of consistency at times of that of Scump. Like obviously both aggressive sub players. Scump's KD though I believe is just about 0.3 above him, so a 1.21 to a 0.93 so far in the league. Pretty significant difference when you kind of look at it from that perspective. But let's talk about the MVP pick, because I know Matt and Maven and you and I kind of discussed that. We went with Scump, and for me at first I was like, is he the one that we go to? Is he just kind of the best player in the game like Matt mentioned? But when you kind of look at what Scump's been capable of, it's pretty ridiculous. The fact that he is by far the best submachine gun player statistically across the board, really Zuma, the second closest, and then attach a little bit further down. I mean, you got to give it to him when everyone behind him in regards to slaying and overall KD and overall kind of stats on the map, all are running ARs.
I think Matt kind of said it best. You look through these players, you see assault rifle, assault rifle, assault rifle, assault rifle. Scump, in that top 5, really the only main SMG guy there.
Yep.
So that's just super impressive on its own, yeah.
It's more top 10 over top 5, which is pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, so Matt also brought up a good point where you take Enable off phase. How do they perform? If you take Slasher off of Envy, how do they perform without that presence, without Slasher on that team? Definitely some questions that can be asked, but I think you put Scump on really any team out there, he continues to perform the way he has been.
Here we go for map number 4. Stronghold CTF. I'm thinking this one goes 5 games. I honestly think that every series tonight goes 5 games. I'm not even kidding.
Do you think TK Envy go 5 games?
Yeah, I think so too. I think every single series tonight goes 5 games.
All right, so we're moving into Stronghold CTF. Seen it already once. Is more of a faster paced game, I'd say. As I'm going to be watching Happy. Why? He's got 2 perk 2s, hardwired as well as fast hands. Well, okay, switches up to the Kuda, but still got the same perks.
Yep, and he's going to get aggressive right towards top mansion. Look at the pre-aiming ARs of H2K. They're ready for whatever push Happy throws at him.
They're controlling the rocks area of the map. Kills being made. 2 go down for DT. This is going to allow 3 go down. H2K should kind of push right up the map, and you got to watch out for Fears. He's about to pinch in from the bunker side of the map. Takes down center as H2K starting to pinch in.
And because of this push, look where they're spawning up the opposing team. They're all spawning at that back red van. No one has yet to die this game on H2K, and they should be able to get this flag pulled right away. Do they spot Chino in the back of the map? They do just that. Center trying to hold his base off. The tactical's still in play. It's going to be a beautiful stun. He's still staying alive. The bunker.
He's buying so much time.
Push coming back out. Center. Yeah, he did just buy a ton of time for his team, and now Fizzerp should die with ease. No!
Wait, Legal come around the back. He needs to find a couple kills here, but he gets cut down just short. Fizzerp desperately trying to run away with this flag. His teammates are spawning up right next to him, so he's going to have some cover. But take a look at the overextension. It's going to be Sender making his way down through the bunker, but is he too far away? Fizzerp with the ledge slide, and he gets it in. H2K. A quick cap on the board.
I mean, kids, that's what happens when you get the first 6 kills of the game. H2K pushed up. DT just couldn't find a single kill on the map, but now DT in a position to potentially get a counter cap. We saw Fizzerp use kind of an overkill sniper
so bad, man.
On this map. At one point, he's just playing for the Lightning as one player begins to push on in. He's gonna not earn himself the Lightning strike as of yet.
Yeah, just waiting for somebody from DT to push as his teammates fall. He will have the opportunity to pick up the kill. He's got a lot of cover to utilize here, laying down some covering fire, but he's slowly starting to get pinched in. Does he have a secondary? He does in the MR6, but he's low on health, and this is a huge kill for DT if they're able to shut down Fizzer. But what he has done is he's bought time for his teammates to spawn up and help him out. Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen. He knows Chino's on this back side of the map. Sender firing down shots from this back truck. Look at how many bullets Fizzer has shot without getting a kill, and he's gonna earn himself streaks. And he's still alive? And he's somehow still alive. What just happened? Fears just saved his life by taking down Chino. I mean, yeah, just buying time for his teammates to rotate back. I mean, DT obviously... He hasn't died yet this game. Yeah, I mean, look at Legal. He's going to push all the way up to the map. DT, they're overextending already. Legal's going to get Fizzer right has out. Streaks. He's ready to hold this off. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he uses a Hellstorm here. Vision Pulse. Use it. The Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike on his own flag. He's just going to try to hold. He got himself a Cerberus. And as long as he can clear out this player and bomb satellite, Fears does die. Will the trade come back in? He does get it with the help of Fizzer, but now it's one player still alive. And that's not going to be a cap. They actually get the hold, and DT are going to pull this one. What just happened? All four go down? Do you use the Hellstorm missile here? I feel like you have to. Fizzer just now coming off of respawn. What? No, not going to use the Hellstorm. Okay. Now it's in. Sees the... Kill's happy, but that's not the flag carrier. Diabolic's already inside a top mansion. I thought he would have killed the players outside bunker, but Fierce is able to get through regardless, as he's got a tall border here. Jumps up, puts down some covering fire, but it's going to be Diabolic moving forward with this flag. He dies? Happy's still alive. It's now a one-on-one for this flag return, and nice use of camo by Legal. He continues to make plays this series. The flag is pulled by H2K. They're all spawning up in bunker, and someone just dropped back in the map. What was that? Chino went all the way back to his base. I mean, Legal's going to take the long outer wall run, but Fizzer should be ready to hold off his base with ease. All four DT players pushing forward. Fears trying to get that mid cut, but he falls. Fizzer now, he's got to pick up these kills. Heatwave. Heatwave comes in, Legal trying to get out of here, and he puts it in. Done. What a ledge boost again. They continue to hit it. Fizzer is ready. He's 11-2, holding off his base. Oh, so far this game, Fizzer has just been electric. 12-2, man. He's got a 6.0 KD at the moment. He's trying to earn another Lightning Strike and a Hellstorm missile. As good stuff coming from the guys so far. Legal only able to earn the HCXD. H2K continuing to impress here. You thought DT were going to be able to force the game 5. Not if they continue playing like this. They have two flags. Just around the corner. Oh, Fierce! Oh, God! Whoa. Happy just got shredded by that M8. One burst to the chest, and he drops outside of bunker. Sender again. And how many times have we seen Sender push up in this position into H2K's base and get nothing done from this back truck? He's taken control. He's literally said, this is my base now. Okay, Legal. Shoots him through the trees. Still puts shots down on Chino. And he's holding his base off perfectly at the half. This should be H2K up 2-0. If they can kill Chino here, they do just that. Legal at 7-7, but it's still Fizzer with that Cerberus. That's going to be the ace in the hole for this H2K squad. I think going into the next half, you just throw it on your flag. Flag with trophies. Well, you know, okay, let me change this back up. I think they save it for when it gets to be a little bit more of a rainy day. Like, let's say 3 of his teammates die in the middle map. They spawn up in their base. They drop the Cerberus down. It takes time for it to come in. Yes, it does. Yes, but now here, let me kind of paint a picture for you. H2K push up. Bob Ross it for me. DT are in their base, right? The DT are in their base. They hold off H2K. Everyone spawns back up. DT are flooding up with 4 of them. Fizzer spawns up in that respawn time. They have 2 people switch to trophies. Fizzer immediately comes up, drops it on their flag peg, and they throw trophies down. The Cerberus can just have an absolute field day. As we head into side 2, it's Fizzer and the boys. Currently leading, Fizzer has 2 deaths, while second lowest in the game is at 7. I mean, obviously the pressure's on DT here. H2K, they really don't even want to push up on the map. He's going to call it in right away. He's close to earning another Vision Pulse as well. If I'm him, I'm grabbing that trophy that's pushed up in Fire Pit, and I'm dropping it right on top of that Cerberus. Well, he's going to find the kill here at middle map. Has a Vision Pulse as well. Good utility for the defensive side of things, and he earns another Lightning Strike, another Hellstorm. He's only 100 points for getting a second Cerberus. The Cerberi could come out in full force, and he's got the Vision Pulse to use if he feels like he's getting pushed at any moment. He's going to ping the Lightning, call it on in. Is it worth using the Lightning here? I don't know, because it looks like his team are pretty content with just holding this top mansion side of the map. It looks like they just want to hold mansion, cover their flag. Definitely think the Lightning could have been used a bit better, but regardless, Fizzer calls it in. Still has the Hellstorm missile as a backup. As 2 players overextending for the guys over on DT.
Here
Camo available for Happy. He's going to go ahead and pop it here, looking for a defending player. Does the Cerberus look through Camo? I don't think it does, but he finds a defending player in Legal.
Fizzerp's on a 6 streak. Did he get himself another Cerberus? I haven't seen anything as of yet. Nothing as of yet. He's going to call him that Hellstorm. He's got people pushing him from middle map. The flag's still inside bunker. That's the kill down onto Chino.
It's all up to Happy.
Dead. It's all up to Happy to make this play happen. He's getting pinched from both sides. This should very easily be another kick by Cap for H2K.
Fierce player spawning behind him.
Oh,
Happy dies. The flag is returned.
He's 1780ing. Is that what that is? Is that what Tony Hawk did? No, it was a 900.
That was a 900.
That was 6 spins. He just did 6. Okay, that thing's two-wheeling.
Popping a wheelie. Fizzerp with the Vision Pulse. He's going to pop it. Sees this one player middle map.
I have no idea.
There you go. He gets a second.
Oh, no! Jesus, Fizzerp! Someone stop this man. Call the police. He's 17-2 on an 8 streak. His second Cerberus of the game. This is the best CTF performance I've seen from him so far in the COD World League.
Sender, I love you, Sender, but you got to close that.
Fizzerp is not missing.
Fizzerp completely taken over. Oh,
Fizzerp is not missing. He's got players in front of him. He's going to continue to push on up. They want to add insult to injury. Fizzerp 19-2, a 10 streak. Do not. If you switch off him, Revan, I'm never talking to you again.
I'm going back to him.
I get it. That was so funny. Let me make fun of Jack. Now he never has to talk to me. As Fizzerp continues to push on up, he's ready for it. He's shooting the MR6.
There's another flag cap.
Fizzerp can lay on the ground and slide to cap this flag. He can just lay
honestly,
down and crawl.
I might have to file a PlayStation report on him.
This is bad. What is he even doing? He just knows how long
he's playing for more streaks. He's going to get this bonus by getting killed with the flag.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
he's going to get stunned
that.
out. But all he has to do is slide it in. Fears with the Hellstorm, so there you go. Easy like that.
This is not right. Seriously.
He's about to get his 3rd set of streaks.
Oh.
Finally, he dies, but he's 20
He was 20-2. H2K, I thought that DT were going to win this map. Instead,
you were wrong.
H2K have literally destroyed, there's no other word to say, they have destroyed DT on this map on the back of Fizzerp, who's now 20-4.
Finally, somebody outguns him. It's going to be Diabolic. Fizzerp dies off respawn. 2 go down for H2K. I mean, you have 1 minute, 30 seconds, and you need to capture 4 flags just to tie? I don't even think you could do that. I don't think it's possible. No overdrive in the game. Maybe if there's overdrive and you get, like, perfect setup going, sure, you have a chance, but H2K just looking too good. I mean, we've been talking about Fizzerp, but Fears is right there at 21-8.
Yeah, both these players just having an absolute field day. I mean, right now,
they don't have to move.
They're a combined,
there's still a Cerberus on the map.
Positive 30 between these two players. That's ridiculous. They have Vision Pulse ready. This game is done. H2K will close the series out with ease, 3-1.
Yeah. Good stuff by H2K, man. I mean, they win 2 respawns.
DT just couldn't win gunfights.
I mean, what happened is H2K, they win the break, they push up, they get kills, they get that first flag up of the game, and they do not slow down after that. Fizzerp goes big on the defensive side of things, buys so much time for his team. I mean, you remember how long he just stayed alive near that back Jeep on the other side of the map?
Yeah.
But so much time for his teammates to constantly rotate back. They're just unable to take out Fizzerp. He stays alive, and they can't touch the flag while Fizzerp's back there.
Chino was just looking off the back of the map, just looking at the snow. I wish we actually caught that. That was hysterical. Chino was just like probably playing a sad song, Marvin's Room, just looking off the back of the map.
Let's see who does it again.
It's okay, Chino.
You can do it, Chino.
Nope, it's okay.
I'll give you a hug, buddy.
That's going to do it as H2K take the series 3-1 off of an incredible 4-0 performance. And we mentioned Fizzerp the whole time, but as you said, Fears finishes 27-9 as well. Apparently they're pretty darn good at that game mode, Revan.
H2K stepping it up in the respawns. They win hardpoint. They win capture the flag. Looked a little bit flat in that uplink, but search and destroy the game mode they always win. As H2K, they close out the series 3-1 against DT. Trying to turn their league standings around.
Fizzerp with 3 Cerberus in that series, 1 on map 1, 2 on map 4. MVP-like performance from him. Yes, he was a little bit behind, I believe, in that S&D. He kind of held his own, but...
Well, he went positive, which is going to improve his ratio.
That is true. That is very true. I did forget about that one. Great series from H2K, man. They beat DT. DT's continues to struggle, and H2K, with a 3-1 map count, they're looking better and better in the respawns. Yes, they didn't get much done in Uplink, but hey, if that's what they take from that series, they're looking pretty darn good.
H2K continuing to impress everybody, coming off a strong performance off the past weekend at UMG South Carolina. They won nearly every search and destroy. The only search and destroy I kind of saw them lose was against Optic Gaming. They got 6-1 on Stronghold, but in that same series, they took 2 respawns off them. So as H2K continued to improve, look for them to do more and more damage in the league.
Oh, man, Happy averaging under a kill a minute.
Yeah, it's rough.
Finishing with
I mean,
just
everybody
9
goes
and
negative
19.
on the DT squad. It's not just him.
And not even close to being positive. 10 and 16, 9 and 19, 12 and 20, and 11 and 23. Here's some highlights of this map, and I have a feeling outside of maybe this one by Sender, it's going to be all H2K. This is when Fizzer got the kill. Look at how much he
stays
got
alive for
up.
half the game back there.
He got tagged up so much, still stays alive. Fears was hitting every shot he needed to. You had Fizzer who was just having
He's still back here.
Yeah.
It was just an insane performance.
God,
and
that was just a ridiculous
I want to see
melt.
the Fizzer turn on Descender again. Right, I think, is it right here?
I don't believe so.
No. But that was just a dirty play by Fizz, as this is him using the Hulster missile to escort his flag carrier further up the map. Happy falls after.
Here it is.
Oh, this is
Bop,
just
bop, 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 bop,
disgusting.
bop. And that, see, now, okay, dude. Like, okay. We get it, bro. You're 19 and 2.
On a 10 streak at this point.
That was just that was one of the best
11
CTF
streak.
performances
Finally, he dies there.
I've seen. An 11 streak at 20 and 2. He had a 10.0 KD, averaging 10 kills for every life. That's a pretty ridiculous stat, to say the least.
Yeah, impressive performance. Can't say enough about H2K. They are looking better and better the more they practice with each other.
H2K win the series 3-1 over DT, but we're just halfway through with the action tonight. Our premier matchup is up next. It's FaZe Clan versus Rise Nation.